All right, here we go. So let's start.
-8.
All right, so yes, the opposite of 8 is -8. What's the absolute value of 8? Do you remember?
8.
Yes.
8.
Remember, absolute value is just distance. All right, absolute value is just distance. Distance is never negative. So when somebody says, what's the absolute value? It's always going to be the positive answer. Again, these are the symbols for absolute value. All right, and the absolute value of 8 would be 8. Okay? Yes, ma'am. Uh-oh. Well, I don't want to do that. All right, something dropped, so sorry. All right, are we back? Yes. Okay, thank you. Number 2, go.
3 and 3.
You're right, 3 and 3. Thank you very much.
-28
All right, number 3.
and 28.
-28 and 28 is perfect. Number 4.
Yeah.
And?
No.
Yes. All right. Number 5.
0.75 and 3/4.
Yeah, and we could say 3/4. I'm totally fine with that. Okay. Number 6.
4 and 2/3
Beautiful.
and 1 2/3.
Yeah, that's easy. All right, just to make sure. Number 7.
5/8.
Yep, 5/8 and 5/8. Number 8.
-61.439 and 61.4.
Yeah, we're doing great. Okay, number 9.
91.2, 91.2.
Thank you so much. That was good. All right, next.
Then negative numbers and negative and a positive number.
That is correct. A lot of people have trouble for that, right? Just because the variable has a negative out in front doesn't mean it's negative. Okay? Next. You're up, right?
Give me number 11.
That's the one we're on.
It's a negative number.
Right, negative. That is correct. All right. Now hold on one second. I'm going to try to make our screen a little bigger here. It's kind of small. Yeah, I don't think it's really. It's not. All right. There we go. Next.
A real number?
That is its own opposite is what?
A real number?
No.
Imaginary.
No, what's the only number that the opposite is itself?
Zero.
Jackson.
Imaginary number?
Nope. Look at our examples up here.
0.
It's up here. Which one is the opposite of itself is itself?
Zero.
0.
Thank you guys. 0. All right, that was a good little trick question. All right, very good trick question. All right, now 13 you got to think about too, sir. How many answers are there for the absolute value of b is equal to -10? So what absolute value gives me a negative answer? None. That is right. There is no solution. An absolute value can't be equal to a negative because distance is not negative. Distance is not negative. Okay? Next, number 14.
0.
How many solutions are there? Well, what's the absolute value of 0? 0. So there's one answer. That is correct. Now, on all other absolute values, there's going to be how many answers? How many? Yes. You're up, right? Number 15.
Number 15.
There are 2 solutions. That is exactly correct. Now, can you tell me what those solutions are? What would D equal? What's the absolute value of what is 8?
8.
Yep, and what else?
Um,
Yeah, there you go. All right, you got to think about those. Those last questions kind of thinking. Yes, ma'am.
I'm kind of confused on how to solve these ones.
Solve which one?
Like finance, third class, third class.
You have to think about it. They're honestly thinking questions.
Okay.
Right? So you should be able to tell me the absolute value of what is equal to -7.
7.
What's the absolute value of 7?
7.
-7.
-7.
No, you're asking me a question. The absolute value of what? You tell me the answer. The absolute value of what is -7? You said 7. So I said the absolute value of 7 is what? And you said 7. So the absolute value of -7 is what?
7.
What's the absolute value of 7?
-7.
No,
Wait, that's the 7.
7. Is there a number that we can put in for x that becomes negative when it's absolute value?
Yeah. No.
No. That is correct. You see what I mean? Every answer that we did on 1 through 9 was always a positive, besides 0. None of the numbers came out to be negative. You understand me now?
Yeah.
So when I say the absolute value is equal to a negative, you're going to say there's no solution.
Okay.
Because the absolute value can't equal a negative. And there's only one solution if it's 0. Because the absolute value of 0 is 0. There's only one answer for that. Everything else, there's how many?
2.
2. Okay. Which brings me to 16. All right. Go, who was doing 16? Is that you, Chloe?
Yes.
Well, tell me loud and proud, what's 16?
-11.
Yes, ma'am. -11. Perfect. Lucas, you're up.
-4.
Which is what?
4.
4. Brilliant. All right. Harrison, tell me about 18.
Like
First of all, tell me about
4.
right there. What is that? Yes. The final answer, Harrison, is what?
4.
4. That is correct. Does anybody need help with that?
Wouldn't it be like, if you like simplify it wrong, would it be like 7 minus or no,
What's minus -3?
plus?
Right. So it's just 3 minus 7 absolute value.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
For number 17, I got -4.
Well, it's hard to be wrong. I understand that.
Oh, wait, never mind. I understand what I did wrong. Sorry.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Come on. All right. Now, again, instead of going around the room, I just want to go ahead and kind of let's get these done. All right. So, well, let's go ahead. I'll let you tell me. What's the answer to 19?
-5.
How much?
-5.
That is correct. Now, if you're not sure about 19, you tell me. All right, I got a -5. What?
I don't.
Come on, what's the absolute value of -7?
7.
What's 7 minus 12? True?
Yeah.
Right? That's what I'm saying, guys. Come on, think about it. Think about it. All right, help me with number 20.
4.
Wow, very good. All right, this right here is not an absolute value, right? Not absolute value. That's just a different type of what? Parentheses. All right, these are the different types you'll be using. Okay, now fraction up front. What are you thinking? What's the common denominator? 12. Everybody's supposed to write this down, 12. So the first fraction becomes what? How many twelfths? 8. Minus how many twelfths on the second one? Yes. Now look how I'm doing it, guys. That's how I really prefer that you do it. All right. Save yourself a little bit of time. So final answer? Yeah, -1/12, guys. -1/12. Everybody happy with that? Any questions? All right, 22. All right, Lexi, tell me. If we line up our decimals, you agree with that? Now, our answer is definitely going to be negative. Tell me again. What did you get? Remember, you have to borrow, right? Now, let's not do that. Everybody pay attention now. I don't want to do that. All right, here's what I want to do. I'm trying to show you do better on mental math. All right? So the first thing I was showing my other algebra classes, to me, the most important thing I was doing this was determine whether it's positive or negative. So the first thing is it's what? Negative, right? So we're going to put a negative. All right, now we know we're subtracting, right? So 385 is close to $4, right? So if I just go 6.4 minus 4, that's 2.4, right? But I subtracted out 15 too many. So it's going to be 2.55. Hold up. You understand me on that? You see what I'm saying? I really want you guys to do math like that. All right? I don't want you borrowing and all that silly stuff. All right? If you're not understanding what I did, you can tell me right there. All right? What? You can. You can do that. But I want you to do the mental math. I'm just expecting you guys to look at that and say, obviously 3.85 minus 6.4 is negative 2.55. And if you're telling me you can't do that, I can show you again. Let me show you again.
No, it's just that I got 2.65, but I like more of that than I did.
What?
Never mind. Sorry.
All right. Go.
So you did the highest number of marks you subtracted?
Of course. You always do that, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So it's going to already be a negative number because you have the lower number first?
No. You understand me? Right, that's why I think it's the easiest thing to do is look at that and say, well, I know I'm subtracting, and I know the answer is going to be negative. True? Now, look, guys, this is really going to affect how well you're doing if you're not good with numbers. All right, so make sure you're good with 22. All right, now, for 23, all right, is the answer going to be positive or negative? Negative, right? Are we going to add them or subtract them? Add them, right? So, Kate Mitchell, go. No, we don't want to do that right now. All right, and the reason, listen to me, the reason why I normally say put them as improper, we don't want to do it now because what if I did something like 29 and 37 over 89? I don't want to do that. You see what I'm saying, right? It's much easier in this case. It's all about simple, right? It's much easier to just go ahead and get a common denominator, right? So what is the common denominator here, guys? 10. So this is going to be negative 3 and 5/10 minus 5 and 8/10. You with me? Now you see how much easier that is, right? So this just becomes negative 8 and 13 over 10, which is the same as negative 9 and 3/10. You with me on this? Yeah, that's just easier. All right, if you do it improper, the numbers become so big and so annoying. I don't feel like doing that. All right, that's the one time where I say mixed fractions are better. All right. Now look, guys, I'm really expecting you to just be able to say that was simple. If not, you need seriously get your hand up and let me review with you. All right, anybody have any questions? Yeah, and again, I hear things in the background. All right, I know it's annoying with your masks on. All right, let's concentrate. Here we go. 24, just like this one, guys. This one, again, look up, please. What is the answer? Just mental math.
11.04.
Say it again.
11.04.
Okay, 11.04. Is that correct or incorrect? Just stop.
Incorrect.
Incorrect.
Just do it yourself. Why would you say that's correct?
Because I minus it by 2, and then I just added
So what do you get when you do 12 minus 2?
10.
So why are you saying 11 is the right answer? You see, that's what I'm saying. Stop messing around. We're not doing that this year. What is the correct answer? 10?
10.04.
Yes, 10.04. That's what you should be able to say. You're supposed to be able to look at that and say, that's obvious. I don't want you borrowing on that. And does that make sense to you? Right? Is anybody else okay with that? All right, you go 12 minus 2 and you add back 0.04. That was simple, right? I don't feel like borrowing. All right, now again, on 25, all right, this is what I think you should be doing. First of all, are you going to add or subtract? Subtract is the answer going to be positive or negative? Positive. So that's how you do it, so you don't make a mistake with your signs. I hope you're doing that. All right, now that we're subtracting, it's just 1 4/5 minus 3/8. So what's the common denominator? 40. So the first one is going to be how many 40s? 32/40 minus, and the second one is 15/40. So my final answer is, what else? 1. What? Is that right? 1 17/40? Anybody else get that? 32 minus 15 today is 17, right? Good. All right, number 26. Is the answer going to be positive or negative? And all we're doing is adding, correct? So to me, I'm adding 12 and 2 and making what? 14. And the 8 and the 5 make what? Yeah, it's going to be one more, right? All right, so again, let me explain to you how I'm doing. 12 plus 2 is 14. Then this 50 cents and 80 cents makes another $1.30. So it's going to be what? 15.39. Is everybody okay with that? Of course, you can line up the decimals and add them if you want. But again, practicing your mental math, because eventually we're going to use the calculators all the time in here. All right, but we need to make sure we're good. Does anybody have any questions with that? All right, 27. All right, what's common denominator on 27, guys? 18. So I have 4 and how many 18ths? 15 18ths plus 16 18ths, right? So I have a total of 11 and 31 over 18, which is the same as 12 and
13 over 18.
thank you, 13 over 18. Now look, I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, but you understand that's got to be that quick. I feel like you guys are smart enough. You should be able to zip that right through, correct? And if not, if you need some review, that's what we're taking this week for. It's a review. So if you're not sure about the fraction, you just raise your hand and I'll go through it with you. It's no big deal at all. Anybody have any issues? All right, so here's what I want you guys to do. Homework, 28 to 39. All right, 28 to 39. All right, now this is the kind of tricky thing where we have to decide, you know, you can kind of talk to each other if you want. I think that's necessary. All right. So if you guys want to ask each other about these, I'm totally fine with that. What?
I already did it all.
Good. Now check it with somebody.
Okay.
All right.
Wait, what was number 25 again?
All right. Hey, my online guys, are y'all still there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now, why don't you guys, I'm trying to think. I don't know if there's an easy way for you guys to communicate back and forth. But why don't you guys communicate through, I don't know, Classroom or something? And if you don't want to do that, that's okay too. Are you guys hearing me?
Yeah.
Yes.
How would we communicate through Classroom?
Say it again. I couldn't hear you.
Mhm.
You guys okay? My homeschool guys?
Yes.
Mr. Stroud,
Yes, I'm listening.
at the end of class, if you just leave the meeting, it'll keep us still in the meeting and we can talk to each other.
Oh, so you want me to end the meeting right now? And then you guys
Just
can talk
leave
to
it,
each other?
not end.
Don't
What do I do?
end it, but
Yeah.
leave it.
What? Oh,
Leave.
that's. Oh, so Harrison, I'm gonna get my earbuds on so I can hear you better. There's lots of talking. Okay, hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Just a second. You can walk me through it. Can you hear me now, guys? Better.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna make sure. Me better? Speak up now.
So
Yeah.
click leave or end in the top left, but don't click end meeting for all. Just
Yeah. So hold on. I'm gonna stop sharing. Okay, so I'm gonna stop the recording too.